Coming up, it's the Texans taking on the Dolphins. With Houston leading the series 8 games to 1. They'll attempt to make it 9 right here on Madden NFL 22.
We are about 15 or so miles northwest of world-famous Miami Beach as we are set for football at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. This crowd a few minutes ago stirred into action at the sight of their Dolphins emerging from the Hard Rock Stadium tunnels, and we are ready to go as the Dolphins get set to match up with the Houston Texans. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. CD, you look at the Dolphins in our ball game here. You figure they've got to be looking forward to this one. They've got a clear advantage on the... The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? Andre Roberts now to return it. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The Texans ready to take over here on offense. And it's Deshaun Watson at the controls in his 5th season now in the NFL.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe he leans on a few other parts of the offense and hopefully springs a receiver or 2 free.
And not the start he was hoping for there, so maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the game's first play, and it's 2nd down now. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down.
Nice run there by Mark Ingram. The 3-time Pro Bowler and 3-time 1,000-yard rusher was signed by the Texans to be a veteran presence in their running back room, despite the fact he'll be 32 in December. Hoping to get one more good season out of the former Heisman Trophy winner.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Watson now to throw. That's caught by his tight end, Jordan Akins. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A very solid gain of 27.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 38. It's a give to the right, Ingram. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Now it's Watson. That's complete to the tight end, Akins. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down. Now a handoff to Ingram. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another 1st. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Watson. Touchdown, Texans. Brandon Cooks, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Texans take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. This is a crew, they've come out flat their last two games, both losses, but just judging by the energy level, they look different here early, and that touchdown shows how.
Yeah, it seems to me that touchdown gets them off the treadmill. Because you know, you've been on the treadmill. I've seen you work out. You go forever and ever, and it tells you you've gone somewhere, but you really have. You're in the same spot. They've exchanged it for an escalator. Still got some hills to climb, but they can get there.
These are good analogies. I run outside sometimes, though. You know, get some fresh air, a little sun on your face.
A little wind in there.
Yeah, that's right. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it results in the Texans finding the end zone. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Waddle is going to elect to not bring this out, and instead his guys will begin at the 25-yard line. The Dolphins ready to go to work on offense, led by their second-year quarterback out of Alabama. It's Tua Tagovailoa.
And the numbers were not pretty. I mean, they don't look right. When you throw 2 interceptions, no touchdown passes, there's no way to really make that work. But I thought there were a lot of positives in watching his game tape. I think he's close to putting out a good performance. Let's see if he can flip those numbers around in this game. And, of course, rally his team to a win.
The run there on first down, going to get him 5 up to the 30. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Here's Tua. He'll get this to his tight end, Gesicki. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 4 catches, 55 yards.
And he was able to pull that last pass in, but he's going to face a tall order here because he's going up against the number 2 unit in the NFL against the pass.
Setting to throw on first down is Tua. That's caught. Waddle on the left side. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. And that was a heck of a play there on the outside.
Partner, sometimes I think on a play like this as a corner, you've got to think to yourself, all I've got to do is slow him down so others can come over and support. But in this case, he said, forget that. I've got this. Sorry you had to make the run for nothing, fellas.
Throwing again on second down. Tua. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. Now Tua. And that is incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Palardy now on to punt as he sends this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Texans are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. So now we get set to see Houston for their 2nd drive of the ball game. 3-5 is where they sit on the year. A very uneven start is certainly not an ideal position to be in at the halfway point of the season. CB, do you see an avenue where they can still be a playoff team, or is that ship sailed?
Well, since you took me to the nautical side, I'm going to try and keep up here because, to me, this ship is about ready to pull out of port. These next couple of games are absolute must-wins for them. Now, if they can win a couple, get to 5-5, maybe they start believing in themselves. But a loss here, that would move them to 3-6. And if that's the case, well, that boat is going to head out to the harbor with them still on the dock.
And they'll get him down here at the 23.
Well, they'll use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. They'll try to run for the first with Ingram. And down he goes, but the stiff arm utilized effectively there, and it helps them move the sticks. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And in the next breath, they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. He's going to go deep for Conley. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. Here's 2nd and 10. To throw is Watson. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. He's going to go deep for Conley. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Well, instead of 4th down after the incompletion, it'll be 1st down, roughing the passer.
Coaches love their defenses to be aggressive, but they want them to be smart as well. Have to leave the quarterback alone at a certain point.
Now some good hard running there as he'll push his way forward for about 5. The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. From the 50, it's Watson. And incomplete on the deep ball.
He's got 1 touchdown pass already in this quarter. Obviously looking for number 2, and definitely not playing the check down game.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Off the draw, here's Johnson. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The Texans' new punter for 2021, Cameron Johnston, on to punt. Back deep for Miami, Jalen Waddle. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. So Miami coming out for their 2nd drive and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Got a man open. That's Devontae Parker, complete. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Dolphins have a 1st down. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
On 1st down, Tagovailoa. That one brought in by his tight end, Adam Shaheen. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. He was unable to shake free there. They'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. And that will fall incomplete. Oh, they took a shot there on what will turn out to be the final play of this 1st quarter. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. 2nd quarter from Miami. It's the Dolphins with the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And this is caught, but I don't think he stayed in bounds. No, he didn't. It's incomplete. The throw took him past the boundary, and it's 4th. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Here now Roberts. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. So here are the Texans to take over. They lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 24. Now Watson. And he'll find Akins there, complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer. That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Here's Watson. This is Akins hauling in the short pass. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
And Brandon, as you know, sometimes it's a lot tougher to run with these tight ends nowadays in the NFL. They're just bigger wide receivers. He lined up on the left side of the formation, ran a drag route across the field, and tried to work his way open. He was able to make the catch, but the defenders were there. Couldn't do a whole lot with it afterwards.
On 3rd down, Johnson. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down.
As much as I praise teams for being true to who they are, in this situation, I wonder if maybe they outguessed themselves a little bit. 3rd down seemed like an obvious passing situation. They chose to run it and didn't get anywhere close to a 1st down.
On is the punter, Johnston, now as he sends this one away. And you can't do it much better than that. This ball kicks out of bounds at the 4-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Back near his goal line, here's Tua. And throw right side complete to Parker. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
And they were backed up to start the drive, but not anymore. Now that's the play call that the offensive coordinator had in his head. You saw the end result. He wanted to go ahead and push the ball downfield, and that's what they did. And they wound up with good yardage there to get things rolling.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. The pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. Malik Collins in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
13 yards remaining on 2nd down. They'll run it here. This is James Light. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground. honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on third down. Tua sets up to pass it. Finding Gaskin underneath. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Here's Michael Palardy now as he's on to punt for Miami. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. A well-hit ball there. 50 yards on the punt, 3 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now Deshaun Watson and his offense heading back out there. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter. That catch good for only a couple. On second down, it's Ingram. Ingram's got the first down and more. There's a nice move. And finally, he goes out of bounds right at the 35-yard line. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. They run. It's Mark Ingram. And this time they're able to bottle him up as they'll stop him at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Watson. It's complete to Chris Conley. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. Back to throw, Watson. Cooks on the quick slant. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
Watson off play action. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this.
And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Mark Ingram. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Texans push further out in front.
In as many coaches' meetings as we sit in, we hear the word finish all the time, don't we? And on that play, the back actually finished getting into the end zone, breaking the last tackle. Tried to wrap up, tried to use the proper technique, just wasn't able to get it done.
Fairbairn now to add the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. So this drive spans 7 plays. And it's Mark Ingram who caps it off with a touchdown run. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Takes it at the 7. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Myles Gaskin and the rest of the Dolphin offense ready to get back to work here. You can count his carries on one finger. They've only given him the rock one time, Charles. What gives?
So we can't draw any conclusions just yet. He has to touch the ball multiple times in order to get into a rhythm and have a chance to have success. You know who else gets into a rhythm? The offensive line. They feel better about what they're doing when they know they've had multiple opportunities to get it done.
Yeah, well, the conclusion we can draw so far, they're losing here in the second quarter. Let's see if they change tunes.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to set.
Yeah, the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. Jordan Jenkins in there to get him. It's a loss of 5. When you're down a couple of scores like this, CD, you can't afford too many plays that go in the wrong direction like that one.
Yeah, when you take a good look at it broadly, sacks are better than giving up an interception. But where they are on the scoreboard, they've got to get rid of all of that and just create positive plays for themselves in order to have a chance.
So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Mark Ingram now gears up to help lead this offense back out there. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are.
Looking for Tate, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. He has just been a load for opposing offenses to account for now. 8 interceptions on the year.
I love that number because I always think of center field. You know, when I hear 8 because that's the position you write in the scorecard in baseball. And what do good center fielders do? Take away all the alleys, right? They range deep and make a whole lot of great catches.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. After the turnover, it's Tua. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. On play action, here's Tua. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
The scoreboard tells a story for him, a little bit bleak. And while it's not quite desperation time yet, it's definitely getting close. But the defense reads the scoreboard as well. They're going to back up and make them really earn it.
The Dolphins on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Tua going to throw. Buying time to his left. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Sanders' kick is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Set to take over again, Deshaun Watson and this Texans offense. He's got the lead here in the second quarter. He's thrown the touchdown, but also an interception. As a quarterback, does that interception, even though you're playing while your team's got the lead, does that always stick in the back of your mind a little bit?
For the best ones, it just upsets them that they did that because they don't think there should be any blemishes on their record. They think that they're way better than that. So your confidence gets tested a little bit. Being able to go back out there, maybe throw another touchdown, that'll tamp that down in a big way.
Yeah, because he's looked pretty good to this point. Watson's throw pulled in by Tate. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
3rd and 2, Watson. And Cooks has it over the middle. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Now a first down throw, Watson. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. And now following the incomplete pass, we'll get a timeout here for an injured player. We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Watson now to throw.
Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
To the air yet again, Watson. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he's on to punt for Houston. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return, and it'll be Dolphin football.
Myles Gaskin and the rest of the Dolphin offense ready to get back to work here.
And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm, incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. This time they stay on the ground, and he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. A 46-yard punt, 4-yard return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Deshaun Watson of the Texans offense trot back out there. He's got to be feeling pretty good. Playing well. Team has the lead, so just looking to mount a drive here that ends in the end zone.
And all quarterbacks will tell you, hey, we love a running game, helps us out. But at the end of the day, they want to rely on their arm, throw the football, feel good about things, keep things moving in the right direction. Right now, that's exactly what we're seeing.
And we'll see if that continues. So we have reached halftime here. It's the visitors, the Texans, out in front. As we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, all right, Brandon, thank you very much. Hi again, everyone. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the NFL as we are officially into the second half of the season. We'll start up at TIAA Stadium in Jacksonville. And it's the Bills who lead that one late in the second quarter. Josh Allen has a touchdown pass. From there, we'll skip over to Louisiana to check in on the Saints at home in New Orleans. And they've got the lead in that one over the visiting Atlanta Falcons. 2 touchdown passes there for Jameis Winston. Lastly, let's head to Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. See what's happening with the Bengals. And they've got the lead in their ball game over the visiting Cleveland Browns. Tyler Boyd, a touchdown reception.
Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in the first half for the Texans. And the ground game has been a big part of why they have this big lead. And you have to figure they'll lean on it a little bit more in the third and fourth quarters. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the third quarter. Waddle is going to elect to not bring this out, and instead his guys will begin at the 25-yard line. The Dolphins getting set to go back to work here in quarter number 3. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion. On second down, they'll run with White. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Open man is Waddle, complete. 7 yards, the pickup there. To throw again on second down. Tua, that's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. Tua finding Gesicki there for a Dolphin first. On the handoff, it's Gaskin. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Another run with Gaskin. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. From the gun, it's Tua. And he finds Parker here, complete. And finally out of bounds all the way down to about the 2. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run on the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
Looking to pass, Tua. And that is going to be incomplete as he let him a bit too much. But the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you.
And he is in. Touchdown, Miami. Myles Gaskin, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins able to get this back within a touchdown. So the first drive ended in 3. This time they take it down and punch it in the end zone.
So that first drive felt like they were just gathering knowledge, didn't it? Just enough to kick the field goal on the first one. And the second time they put it all together and got it all the way to the end zone.
And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. The 2 are going to try and throw for it. And he's got it. So they're trying for 2 successful. And with it, they're back within a field goal. I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a 3-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call. And he felt good about what he had for a 2-point conversion. And now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Here's the all-pro returner from 2018, Andre Roberts. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. So here's the Texans offense now. They get set to start this third quarter. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a 1-score game.
And because of that pressure,
Because it's now a one-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change, because otherwise that could overrun your team. You got to be careful right here.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I'm getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
Of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. To throw is Watson. Screen play, Johnson. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
That was a beautifully executed screen pass. Let the rushers get upfield. The blocking forms in front. Lofted it to the runner. And now, not only does he have open space in front of him, he's got an escort as well, and they pick up big yardage.
On first down, it's Watson. He completes it to Tate. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Off of play action, it's Watson. On the check down, it's Ingram. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
A throw on the quick slant going to be complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down with a nice little gain. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. And he'll find Akins there, complete. 2 yards, good enough for a first. A handoff, it's Mark Ingram. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Ingram again. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. What makes a draw play like that successful?
Well, we did see where he made the first wave miss, and that was a big part of it. But a lot of it is just being actors back there, making the defense think it's going to be a pass.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, Watson. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Watson, and it's caught. Touchdown. Jordan Akins, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Texans will extend their lead. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And the result, a Houston touchdown. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
Waddle is going to elect to not bring this out, and instead his guys will begin at the 25-yard line. Miami's offense set and ready to go.
After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offense's sails because they had it going pretty good last time, too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out,
just kind of get started again. You know, it doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. He'll get this to his tight end, Gesicki. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. Here's Tua. Being chased out left. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And this one nearly intercepted. Boy, that would have been a great time for their first pick. But instead, it's 3rd down. They'll run now with Gaskin. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
A lot of different formulas to winning football, but one constant over the years, winning on 3rd down. That pickup there was big because they'd struggled throughout this one.
From midfield, here's Tua. Able to find Shaheen here. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. Is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. Behind the chains, 2nd and 12. It's Dolphin football, but they trail here as we get set for the 4th. Tua's throw here taken in by Gesicki. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 37. 15 yards there on the catch and run.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 37-yard line. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. He's going to let one go deep for Parker. And this is caught by Parker for a Miami touchdown. Devontae Parker, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins have made it a 1-score game again into the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a 1-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And Roberts choosing not to bring this one out. The football going back over now to the Houston Texans. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First downs a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. They'll run with Ingram here to begin the drive. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
You better come hard next time, son.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Here's Watson.
Well, it looked like a quick hitter, a 3-step drop. But when it's not there, what do? He elects to try and escape through the massive bodies up the middle, and he does so and picks up positive yardage.
And he's got room. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
With that down and distance, no real surprise they decided to throw the ball. I think when the surprise kicked in, the result, short pass downfield, that ball got taken for a nice journey to turn into a big play.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Ingram. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. 111 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And that's complete to Cooks. A gain of 6 there on first. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down.
Watson to give. This is Johnson.
And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. That play gets him 6 yards and sets them up with a 1st and goal. They'll run here with Ingram. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Out of the gun, Watson. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Danny Trevathan. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8.
I don't know what you were seeing on that play, but it felt to me like I wasn't watching a football field. I was watching a boxing ring. He was bobbing and weaving and trying to make sure he kept the play alive. Just didn't turn out well for him in the end.
Impressive that he stayed in the pocket while avoiding those couple of would-be tackles, but eventually goes down. Now Watson on 3rd and goal. And he's got his big tight end here. 10 yards gets him closer, but now it's 4th and goal.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check-down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he could scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
The kick by Fairbairn is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll get this just up past the 20, but a marker is down. Let's get the call. That holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. With that field position after the return wasn't terrific, it's not a great starting field position as well.
Meanwhile, Tua's throw is taken in by Waddle. Call it a pickup of 7, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. Now Tua. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Call that a 46-yard punt, though they did get 9 back on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And we shift our attention to Mark Ingram. He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's coming together for you. The big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You've probably gotten some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game.
Well, like so many wide receivers, he is a threat with the ball in his hands, and he's able to do his damage here after the catch.
Yeah, and that was sheer determination right there. He decided before the play, if there was a sliver, he was going to take advantage of it. Looked the ball in, turned on the jets, and took it all the way.
Here's Watson. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Ingram. And I think they stopped him again. They did at the 1-yard line. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Golden Tate, his 6th touchdown of the season.
And the Texans look like they're about to put an end to their 2-game losing streak as they add on to their lead. Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index because now it's a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team has played, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. And a little quarterback draw option works to perfection for him.
Yeah, it's hard to account for the quarterback in most situations on defense, and that's why the quarterback draw is so successful. Everyone else covered, makes a little fake, runs into the end zone.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
Let's go!
So now here come the Dolphins. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Now a nice play defensively on 1st down as this is knocked away and incomplete. On 2nd down now, it's White. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. Tagovailoa going for it on 4th down. And that is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. And now trotting back out with the rest of his offensive mates, the big tight end. And a bounce back here for him after a slow start. And sometimes that's how it goes with tight ends. Those catches in their games, they can go in waves at that position.
And you get so locked into stopping them that you think, okay, hey, look at that. We've held him down. And the best ones, you really don't hold down for an entire game. They're going to get their catches. Your job is to keep them from being big-time catches that break you down totally.
So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win.
On 2nd down, Ingram again.
And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down.
Again, they'll run with Ingram. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. This is Ingram on 1st and 10. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. From the gun, it's a run for Ingram. And here's another tackle made at the line, so they're converging well on the football now. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. Watson now to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Getting set to go again on offense, here's Devontae Parker now. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
He's going to let it fly. A fight for it, and this is caught. It's caught indeed. And he'll be down deep into Houston territory. Tua now on 1st down. He completes it right side to White. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
That was well defended, and while it was a completion, it resulted in a loss of yardage. It's really, really hard for a running back to think to himself, I probably should have just dropped it and saved the yardage. It goes against the entire training that he's had his whole career.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. Looking to pass. Tua. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Whitney Merciless, able to record his 5th sack of the season. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it. And they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for Houston, it's an important win for their postseason hopes as they at least get back to 4-5. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Miami, their season is on life support somewhat now at 3-6. And they'll be at home for one next week as the Baltimore Ravens come to town.